they sign off. So let's just do a little bit of work. I'd like everybody to just get really comfortable in their chairs and take a deep breath. Nice, beautiful exhale. Let's do it again. Nice big sigh. Exhale from the mouth. Okay, let's relax the mind. Let's take our awareness from our mind, the top of our head, our third eye, our mind. Let's drop it right down into our hearts. And let's imagine our hearts blowing up with each exhale into a nice, big, beautiful central sunlight, 360 degrees around. You can just feel that beautiful warm sunlight beaming her rays out from the center of the chest, and that sunlight's expanding out to the edges of your rib cage, all the way around to the edges of the room you're sitting in. Let's take that beautiful central sunlight out to the edges of our communities. Beautiful. Let's take this central sunlight and take it out to the edges of our states and our countries. Yes, and feel that big, beautiful, expanded, warm glow radiating out from the center of your chest, past the edges of planet Earth, and let's go out to the edges of our solar system. Jupiter, Mars, Neptune, Venus, the sun, the earth easily slides right through our chests. Now let's take our big, beautiful central sunlight, our heart light, and expand it out to the edges of the Milky Way. Come on, let's take it. Imagine your heart light, 360 degrees, stretching way out to the edges of the Milky Way. Beautiful. And now let's take it all the way out to the edges of this universe and of all universes and throughout all time, life, space, realities, and dimensions everywhere. Nice, big, beautiful, sweeping exhales. A yes, 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 or an open, open, open mantra. Let's give thanks for the love, the life, and the light that you are. Let's give thanks for this beautiful experience as one love under one roof. The love of God, the love of Source. Let's give thanks for this beautiful light, warmth, support. We're going to imagine this beautiful big central sunlight of our heart is attached to this lovely cord that travels up through our spine, our throat, our face, our skull, right into the mind. And the mind is a beautiful gold globe. So we have this huge heart light and a gold cord connecting our heart light to this golden globe of our mind. We're going to allow our heart light to start to travel up our chest and move up through the neck and the face into the mind space. Beautiful heart light is now combining with the mind space, and we're letting and allowing the mind space to drop into the heart space. We're going to flip them. So the heart space flips up and the mind space drops down. So they just traded places. There you go. Yeah. It immediately creates the feeling of being grounded and connected to the earth. Now we'll ask for the beautiful earth's core, her light, her love, and her support to travel up through our roots, feeding our feet, our shins, our knees, our thighs, our hips, our stomachs, torsos, rib cage, and heart light. There we go. So we're beautifully connected to the light of all of the love, all of the source of love, and all of the source of the earth's energy and support combined in one. Spirit and body as one. Heart and mind as one. There we go. We'd like you to tap on your chest, right where your heart light is, and say, I'm home. I'm home. I'm home. We're going to ask you to take your beautiful heart lights now out to the edges of our auras. It's about, 1.5 feet away from our bodies. We'll take it out there. We're going to create a big light-filled energy bubble, and that's our aura. We're going to ask our beautiful heart light, the central sunlight, to come closer back into our bodies and fill up our auras with love and light. We're now going to ask to drop all cords and connections to everyone and everything that no longer serves us. We need to be present here in the moment and learn mastery of being present, not allow our minds to think too much about the past, and certainly not to think too much about the future. Just having comfort in the here and in the now. It's the exercise of I'm home. Okay, let's do that for a little while. So we just filled up our lovely energy bubbles, our auras, with this beautiful, strong, beautiful pink and gold iridescent light. Now we're going to allow both of our shoulders to open and clear. So allow the right shoulder to open and expand and release any and all tension. And move that down the upper right arm, right elbow, right forearm, right wrist, hands and fingers. There we go. We're going to allow the left shoulder to open up and release now. Imagine space being created with the pink and gold light. We're allowing now our upper left arm to open and release with pink and gold light, allowing plenty of space to be created there, releasing all tension. Give a nice big exhale. Now we're allowing that pink and gold light to move right into our left elbow, left forearm, left wrist, left hand, left fingertips. Exhale and release. Good. And now we're allowing this beautiful, beautiful spine of ours from the top of our head all the way down to our tailbone to just open and release, and allow that beautiful pink and gold light to move through the spine. Big exhales and a yes, 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 or an open, open, open mantra. There we go. All right, a lot of energy is now coming into our space, so stay with us. Just keep exhaling and allow your body to release and open and create space. So now we're going to open the top of the neck, the bottom of the skull. A lot of people are holding tension here now. Big exhale and a yes, yes, yes. We're allowing our minds that we have already integrated and blended with the heart space to release and open. We're allowing our heart space to fully occupy the mind space, and the mind is dropping again down into the heart space. We flipped them again. Beautiful. With an open yes, yes, yes. Big exhale. There we go. Creating space with the pink and gold light. Now we're going to take this same energy. We would like to move into the solar plexus that's just beneath the heart where the rib cage meets, and then into our belly, pelvic floor, through the hips, both of our thighs, knees, shins, ankles, feet, and into the roots. So give a few nice big exhales. Yes, yes, yes. Or open, 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 and allow that energy, the pink and gold light, to move through the lower half of your body now, starting with the lower back. There we go. And into both the pelvic floor, the pubic bone and tailbone, both hips, into your thighs, knees, shins. There we go. Lots of buzzing should start to feel more prevalent in your body at this time. We'll move a little more down past the knees. Let's go down past those knees. A lot of people have tight quads. Let's let those quads open up and expand and release all tension with your breath. Big exhale and a yes, yes, yes. Allow the energy and light of pink and gold to move through the knees, the shins, the ankles, and the feet. There we go. Another big exhale. And a yes, yes, yes. Let's let that energy of the pink and gold light create more expansion, more ease, and more space in the entire body. At this time, anywhere that you feel tight, whether it's a shoulder blade, behind the heart, let's release the rest of this energy and just raise some frequency everywhere. And now we're also filling up your energy bubble with the pink and gold light. There we go. All right. Now is the time to enjoy the vibrations that are being offered, the opening of your body, and deep breathing. So if you can breathe in for the count of 4, 6, or 8, hold for 2 counts, and exhale to the count of 4, 6, or 8. Pause for 2 counts. You'll feel great in about 10 breaths. You want to ideally get to 8 breaths, 8 counts in, hold for 2, 8 counts 8 out, hold for 2, 8 times. It's a lot of 8s, I know. But if 8 is a little too long for your exhale and your inhale, start with something easier. 4 or 6 is absolutely fine. So let's do it together for a little bit. Let's try 6. In for the count of 6. Hold. Out for the count of 6. In for the count of 6. Hold. Out for the count of 6. In for the count of 6. Hold. Out for the count of 6. In for the count of 6. Hold. And out for the count of 6. Let's do a few for the count of 8, okay? In for the count of 8. Hold. Out for the count of 8. Hold. In for the count of 8. Hold. Out for the count of 8. in for the count of 8. Hold, out for the count of 8. Hold, in for the count of 8. Hold, out for the count of 8. Hold, in for the count of 8. Hold, out for the count of 8. Let's do this silently for a few more counts. Let's do 2 more breaths. Wonderful. So this has been a really nice visit with you guys. You'll be seeing this on YouTube. Marie, thank you for your questions. I appreciate it. They're pretty basic. I want to start slow and just move into this. I get into these very detailed, deep energy alignments that are just knock your socks off, game changers for people. And I want to go slow with the beginning of these and introduce you. If I just jumped right in, I feel like for many of you, I'd be jumping in, in the middle of the stream. And sometimes people need to understand, they need a feeling for my delivery, how I speak, what's coming through. A person needs to be comfortable to be able to allow themselves to be open enough to really big shifts, and especially really big energy shifts, because people don't understand energy very well. And so some people are nervous, or they're afraid of it, or they have religious beliefs that say, no, you shouldn't do that. Well, Jesus was the most powerful energy healer that walked the face of this earth. And he's my finest teacher, actually. So I just want to say that for what that's worth. And living through the light of Christ, helping to facilitate that in others, is absolutely my pleasure. So thank you so much for coming today. I really appreciate all of you guys. I hope you're having a lovely beginning of your December. We just had big eclipses with a lot of lovely changes coming. And we have a few messages that want to come through before I sign off. So one is about, please find peace inside yourself. Without inner peace, you won't be able to find outer peace. You can show up in the most lovely, peaceful surroundings, but you're going to bring to it a tenor of energy that's very chaotic, stressful, and anxious. no matter where you are. So learn to master your inner peace. We just gave you a good dose of it in a nice exercise. You can play it over and over again, and you can change it and morph it into what suits you for your breathing and for the light exercise that we helped you with through the heart space. We had lovely energy coming through during that exercise. You should have felt the energy. If you play this again and again and practice, you'll be able to amp up more and more energy and be able to expand your internal and eternal light, which is the best space for you to drop into to find and maintain your inner peace. When you practice it just with this video, you'll find you'll be able to do it when you're driving. You'll find you'll be able to do it when you're standing in line somewhere, when you're put on hold during this busy Christmas season. You'll be able to drop into that heart space and drop into some nice, easy, smooth breathing after you've expanded and then contracted the heart light as we've shown you tonight. The other message we want to say is the world then becomes a peaceful place when more and more and more of us start to hold that internal peaceful state. Number two, the external world, this is what they're saying, the external world is only a reflection of your internal state of being. Too many of you are running around the face of this earth, heightened fear and heightened anxiety, which is creating a lot of turmoil and trouble for many. The plant life, the animal life, our relationships. We all need to slow down and really check in with that internal space. From there, we'll gain our equilibrium, our balance, and our clarity. This is sometimes easier said than done. I had a whole bunch of stuff happening a few weeks ago that was very triggering, and I called on my support team to help me out with it. So get some help if you can't. Drop into that space. Practice what we just taught you now. Become a master of it. And try to pull it out when you do feel triggered, and work what we just went through with you over and over again. Make it your business. Maybe each morning after your yoga practice, you'll do this for yourself, and it will become kind of your natural go-to to find your equilibrium, your balance. You'll lower your heart rate this way. You'll lower your blood pressure. You will teach your body to no longer reach the anxious or fearful states, and you'll certainly learn to create a new baseline of peaceful, smooth transitions now and throughout the rest of your life. We can't tell you or stress enough how valuable this last lesson that we just taught you is and can become for you with regular practice. Fear, point number 3, fear is an illusion. It's a conglomeration of all of the thought forms that humanity has been adhering to based on the ancestral lineage patterns, and it's all being played out in such a wildly tumultuous way these days, where there's far too much division, fighting, the egos, everybody needs to be right, versus, wow, beautiful peace, how nice is it that we all get along? Who cares who's right? Don't you want to get along? So we have a lot of comeuppance coming through. This is point number 4, that we have to live out over the next 7 to 10 months. The comeuppance is the momentum that we've created based on the intense, fearful thoughts. It's been creating a lot of anxiety. These are for individuals and also for the whole. So we have thought forms. That's an individual thought form that, I may think something when I wake up, or in the afternoon I may have an interaction with a girlfriend and I'll say, wow, I have this thought. But there's also a collective thought. And so the collective thought creates a lot of momentum. It can become very powerful. And that's what we mean by comeuppance. A better word, I think, they're saying through me, is a wave. We've created this big wave that's coming through. We cannot change the trajectory of the wave of intense fear and divisiveness. It's already been created. It's going to play out because it has so much momentum. It will be taking place from now until about 7 to 10 months from now. What we can do right now is create a new reality. We can smooth out our energies, as we've just taught you to do. We can go internally and we can find that peaceful, safe space and maintain that as much as possible, and do our very best not to add to the collective thought of fear. This, I believe this is point number 5. It's our final point. This is our only way out. Okay? Is to stop and create something new. Marie, one of her first questions was, why do I need energy work? Because, Marie, with awareness that we create our own reality, we want to master our energetic makeup. We want to be able to flow our energy with complete and total awareness. We want to be awake to what we're doing energetically, what we're putting out there, and how it creates on the physical plane one way or another. It's going to create. What you put out there is going to come back. And this is the time on a massive scale. All of humanity is learning this, and we're all learning it together, which is great. So right now, what we can do is a lot of this beautiful deep breathing, along with that short, clear, succinct, easy, and powerful energy exercise that we just gave to you in real time. Thank you so much for coming. We'll do more of these, and I'll learn how to make them a little more short, perhaps. And I will figure out how to have Santa join our show, because I really want Santa to be part of this too. And it's nice to see everybody. I've hoped that you've learned a lot tonight, and that we're all moving forward, creating a nice, beautiful, smooth, easygoing, healthy baseline for ourselves and for the collective whole. Thank you so much. Okay, bye.